Hi guys, it's Monique with Oak Nutmix, and I am back today to take a walk around my craft room. I think most of you who have watched my channel know that the past month, I would say, has been basically redoing how everything was set up in here because I'm now making the bags and I have the hand-dyed yarn, and I've just got so many things going on that I was finding that while the room looked really cute, it really wasn't as functional as I needed it to be. Took down some shelves, painted some walls, painted some shelves, moved things around. It is now, oh, and I got all of my sewing machines in this room now. It is maybe not as cute as it was, but it is more functional for sure, and I can move around again. So I'm going to flip the camera around and give you guys a look at what I did and how I feel like, and I'll just kind of explain how I feel like it's working. Okay guys, so this is me looking into my room from the hallway. So let's take a look at what's going on in here now. So the first change is that right here, if you guys remember, up against this wall was a dresser, and then I had a painting and then my corkboard. Well, I took my shelves down, painted my shelves purple, which I had intended to do when I set this room up and never got around to. And I also painted this wall. This is the same color. It looks kind of orangey in here. It's a coral, and it is what is actually in my office downstairs that I had bought a lavender to paint down there. So I figured might as well use the leftover paint in here. It was a little too white once I took down the shelves. So over here, I still have my good stuff. Up on the top, I have ribbons and burlap. I have patterns. I have manuals for my machines over there. This is all up here. This is all sewing books. And then I've got stuff stashed everywhere. Guys, I have purse feet, grommets, my little dragon, pictures that mean things to me. Up here, still pictures, my wedding bouquet, my most favorite pop things, little pop figures. They're the best. I love them. More pictures, one of my favorite artists, one of their prints. These are all correspondence I've gotten from crafty friends, sewing and or crochet. More pictures of people that matter to me. And down here, I have another print from that same artist, my favorite Maleficent notebook that I keep all of my notes about the yarn that I've dyed. And then over here are some resin pieces that I've cast. And then I still have all my resin inclusions and some other supplies down in these drawers. Right here, this is just kind of the last area that I have tools out and some things that I'm not sure where they're going to go. And here are some frames that I'm not sure where I'm going to hang. So that's kind of the last bit of area that is unsettled for the most part. Up here, I have one of my favorite photos that we took on a trip when we went to Maine. And my Anna Lucia shawl. This is a TV tray that I'm going to be turning into a pressing table. That is Harry. He likes to ride the chair. He runs and hops on it and then it spins around, which he did earlier because he just had catnip and now he's passed out. So I'll be moving him soon. Oh, this is new. I hadn't put it away yet. I use flatter most of the time. But so anyways, my sewing machine, my main sewing desk is right here. And, you know, it is a sad, sad state. Over on the shelves, I have accessories for the machine, sewing feet. Here's some books about sewing. Underneath is my machine cover. It helps keep my foot pedal from sliding too far back. I moved some of the decals and I hung up my other favorite picture from that same trip in Maine. I tell you, that was a beautiful day. That is a beautiful, beautiful place. That was Ship Harbor Walk or Ship Harbor Trail up in Bar Harbor. Over here is still all of my fabric scraps, and they are split up by rainbow color. Over here I still have Tori's self-portrait, and then I've been stashing my rolling cart that has all of my, like my bias tape maker. Here's just a bunch of Wonder Clips. Here's bias tapes that I make my own, but I had some. In the closet I used to have all of my fabric. That is mostly emptied out now. I have my Expression Fiber Arts yarn is up here in these 2 bags. This is just kind of some random stuff. Here's some storage bags. This is like little pellet fill for stuffies. Some filming equipment. More. The only fabric that's left in here is apparel fabric, panels, and upholstery fabric. Those I like to hang, and so those will stay in here. Down here is a bag of bags. These are all of my really long zippers, and that little looks like a trash can. Behind that are all of my quilt kits. Down here I have batting scraps. This is all the hand-dyed yarn that I've made and listed in my shop. This is for taking photos for the shop. And then these are resin supplies. So I don't know if those will stay in here, if those will move back onto that other white rolling cart that I have. And back there are the pictures that Tori, that's of the fabric line that Tori designed for her final project in college. And I haven't decided where I'm going to put those yet. Over here is still the same little, they're really storage units. You can move around and stuff. There's shelves that aren't being used in there. And I still have, let's see, in here is crayons and colored pencils, which I use for whatever. Embroidery mostly is why I have the crayons. And then in here is my watercolor stuff. In here is all cookie cutters. Up here I have some plant supplies and candles. And then in here I have all of different types of paper. I have scrapbooking paper, I have watercolor paper, I have newsprint for paper piecing, and so on and so forth. And then up here I have my plants. Yeah, these are sad, but look at my little baby succulents, guys. I grew these from leaves that came off of other succulents. Are you gonna? There we go. Aren't they sweet? Come on, you can focus. Yeah. All in these little. So these were all teeny. They were leaves that came off of other succulents. Yeah. And you just lay them in dirt and they start to grow. I think I have some in here perhaps. Yeah, you see all those little, they look like little these things right here. Oh, for goodness sakes. Those are roots. This little guy was not doing well, so it lost some leaves, and I just laid the leaves in, and it is actually sprouting babies. And then there are some more over here that no, there's my yard. Anyways, my front walk. So these are my little babies that I have brought up from tiny, tiny little things, and at some point they will be large enough to repot. And so the biggest change in here, I think, one of the biggest, is that my cutting table used to be over here up against this wall. I'm just going to back up so that you guys can see. And I bought this big baker's rack, and it now has my backup machine, my mats to block out crochet or knitting, some trim, and then in here are, I'm not sure exactly. Oh, no, I'm not sure what's in those. This is all of my pillows, battings, polyfill, and then the rest is all fabric. And up here I've got the bags that I've made, then listed in the shop, and then some other random things. And then at the very top I have some projects that need to be finished, a bolt of fabric, and this is supplies for my backup machine, feet and stuff. And then this is my fabric, guys. This is how I keep my fabric. It's all wrapped around comic book backer boards. So I have like little mini bolts of fabric. Up here is like special fabric that I've gotten for people or that I plan to use a certain way. Down here are my pre-cuts. These are all fat quarters of solids. These are fat quarters, or slightly more, all solids. This is like heavier material, home decor, and neutrals. And then down here I have webbing, and this is a whole fabric line, more sets of fat quarters, and then even more. I took backer boards and cut them into smaller pieces, so I have smaller ones as well. So now all of my fabric is out and accessible, and I can get to it so that when I am making bags or making anything, it is easier for me to see what I have and know what I need. So that's great. This is my, I think it's a 1932 domestic sewing machine. I got that in the table, and this Kenmore over here, 1964 Kenmore in the table. I got those at a thrift shop for $40 for the pair. And they both work, which is great. Here's my little crochet head that I keep out. But yeah, so this is a domestic. And what's great is this is the original table. And I know this because it has the bobbin spindles in the drawer. And look at, guys, it's the original oil. I probably won't use that, but you know. And there's also, this is velvet, so you can put pins in there. And it also came with, those of you that sew will get a kick out of this, the buttonhole attachment for the machine. This is an old, I probably should have thought to open this up first. Still has the, and that was just in the drawer when I got it home. So I felt like I had gotten a really great deal with this table. I do love it. And I do love how it looks. I don't use this one much, only because we do want to change out the cord on it just for safety's sake. This is a lamp that I got from a friend, and I love it. It's my Buddha. And then I have over here more plants. Here's a jade plant, and I'm not sure what this is. Come on. But I do like it. No, stop focusing on the yard. There we go. So I need to come in and clean it up a little bit, but so I have some plants up there. Our house has no direct sun. This is the sunniest room in the house, and I have to put the plants on the windowsill, so you can imagine. Here's my Kenmore sewing machine. This one is great. It's just a straight stitch machine, but you can drop the feed dog, so you can free motion quilt on this machine. And it also has I believe it's the most powerful motor ever put on a home sewing machine. So it's got some cojones, and it can get through some thicker fabrics, which is great. This is my design wall, which is just a piece of felt. Those of you that don't know, fabric sticks to felt. So at some point I will get a larger piece so that it goes for, you know, from ceiling further down. But for now that works, because really this is the size type of quilt that I enjoy doing, small mini ones, and that all fits on there. And these are all paper piece blocks that I've done. The big ones, and then that's the exact same but in tiny. And I put my rings. These are obviously embroidery. These are for either macrame or to put like crocheted mandalas on. Same thing with those. It's my virus shawl. I hung up all of my embroidery floss. Guys, like, it's a problem. And then I have my big light for filming. I have my rolling cart for, sorry, let's be a little quick with that. My rolling cart where I keep either fabric I have ironed and don't want to get re-wrinkled, I hang it over, or I do macrame off of it and it rolls. It's great. Right now it's the edges, or the end is holding the bags that I've got listed in the shop. And then in this corner, I have my embroidery frame. You can see it back there. But this is donation stuff for a friend of mine who teaches kindergarten, and they don't have any supplies because all of their budget was spent on COVID stuff. So they don't have what they need this year for any sort of activities. So I told her that I would go through and see what I could gather. So I have things for her. This now, guys, is where I put my cutting table. And so you can see I painted this wall as well. I moved my big pin so that it was over with the other two. And look, guys, look underneath. That's my yarn. So when I say I'm on a yarn ban, it's because that's too deep in some places. Like big boxes of yarn. Same thing over here. There's actually a bag stashed over here of yarn. And so this is kind of, I'm not sure if some of this is going to go in the closet and some of that empty space or not. But I did move the rod that was hanging next to my cutting table when it was on the other wall. I moved that one over here, and in case anybody didn't notice, I put a second one that I had in my closet that I had never put up over here over my sewing machine, so it holds my what are they called? Scissors. My scissors and stuff. And then I put my cork board back up. But guys, there's one new thing on my cork board, and I feel like I have to point it out to you guys. Those of you that watch Bob's Burgers, is that not hysterical? It's Tina drawn as the girl in the pearl earring. And as soon as I saw it, I had to have it. It's a sticker, but I can't bring myself to stick it on anything because if what I stick it on gets lost or breaks, then I won't have that sticker anymore. So, and I just love it. This was a gift from a subscriber and a friend who sent that to me, which is lovely. And so I have that right over my my cutting table. I moved my little cactus and succulent decals. And then I moved my magnetic strip, and these now hold all of my bag hardware, well, some of my bag hardware. And this was moved from over by the closet to over here, and it has still, zippers, more bag hardware, X-Acto knife. Ryan, look what I got. Zipper lube, because you said it was good stuff, so now I have that in case I need it. My Roxanne glue based, that wasn't a Ryan suggestion, but that's great. I have special buttons that are special to me. Just random supplies that you need in a craft room. All my friction markers, some quilling supplies. So yeah, guys, that is it. Oh, and then behind my door is this mirror that my dad gave me. It's beautiful, but I haven't figured out yet where to hang it in my house. And in here is all of the yarn for the Yoda project that I think I'm going to do this fall/winter. So I'll take a I'll try not to make it too quick. Take a pan around so you guys can see. Oh, and that over there, that's just my step stool. Normally that's downstairs. It's up here right now because I haven't decided if I'm done with everything, But so that's pretty much it, guys. Harry's still asleep. And this is what it looks like now. I am excited because I can see more of this wall than I could before. And initially I had this rack, instead of this way, I had it this way. And I couldn't see that wall at all. And I thought, you know what? Not going to happen. Because really, I liked it placed up against that wall better. But yeah, I worked too hard on this paint to not see it at all. So tell me in the comments below what you think. And if you have any amazing ideas for things I can do to make it even more functional. But guys, look at how much empty space I have in the middle. I can actually block a project on the floor again, which that wasn't going to happen in here 2 weeks ago. So I'm really happy. I feel like overall it was a good decision. I was excited to do this tour because of course things have changed in here, but also my 1-year anniversary of the channel is coming up in October, on October 13th. And my craft room tour that's on my channel is one of the very first things that I recorded. And so I thought it was kind of fun that 11 short months later, the channel has changed my life so that I've started creating things for sale and had to change it around so that it's less my hobby space and more space for actual production. So I look forward to hearing what you guys think. And as always, thank you for watching. See you guys soon. Bye.